Hey, you're listening to Mark Hunter on the Sales Hunter podcast. Today is an absolutely outstanding show. In the studio in just a minute, Brandon Bornancin. Now, he is a seven-figure salespreneur who makes it happen. So, hey, let's not waste time. Let's get on with the show. Let's get going.
You're listening to the Sales Hunter podcast with Mark Hunter, where the focus is to help you as a sales leader sell with confidence and integrity. And now here's your host.
Hey,
You're listening to the Sales Hunter podcast with Mark.
See, I'm so excited. I just wanted to run that twice. I'm so excited because we have a Michael Dell story in the room. Michael Dell, of course, Dell Computers made his first fortune in his college dorm room. Well, so too Brandon Bornancin. Brandon, welcome to the show. And hey, I got something for you. You are live. Hey, do you like this shirt?
Let's go, Mark. Love it.
For those of you audio, I'm holding up the t-shirt. I crush quota seamless.ai. What you can't see is that it smells because I went running this morning. I'm going to get it out of here. Anyway, see, you should have given me two shirts. I would have had one for you right now. Brandon,
I'm gonna have the team ship you a bunch right now.
Oh yeah, thanks. My wife will really appreciate that. So will the neighbor kids. Yes. Anyway. Hey, welcome to the show. Now, of course, you are the founder. You are the man behind seamless.ai, the man who really makes prospecting work. But I want to talk about this because you have an incredible ability to punch through barriers that would stop 99% of other people. I heard you on the stage at Outbound tell your story. College dorm room. I put you on the same level as Michael Dell. That's cool. You make things happen. What's your secret sauce?
Oh man, Mark, first off, thanks for having me. Huge fan of the Sales Hunter podcast, the books, everything you got going on. So I'm grateful to be here. And I would say simply, it's just doing whatever it takes, and obviously I know you were a big coach to me when I was working on all these different books, whatever it takes. My newest book about just the mindset, the principles, the habits that you need to succeed no matter what, during a recession, during a crisis, during the ups, downs, in sales, marketing, entrepreneurship, you name it, just doing whatever it takes without quitting. If you never quit, you'll never lose. And I think that's just been something that I've leveraged since I got into tech sales, at the age of 17 at a call center, to building my own company, to then losing it all and selling for IBM and Google, to then building Seamless, which just got valued at $1 billion in 4 years. So whatever it takes, I would say.
That's a little faster than I've been able to scale the Sales Hunter. So just saying, it took me 5 years. So, yeah, right. And hey, okay, whatever it takes. Now, everybody says that. Give me an example of how you did whatever it takes to make it happen. Because I want our listening audience to be able to savor this and say, okay, this is what I got to do. This
Totally
is what it's going to take.
So one example, like when we launched Seamless to find emails and cell phones for anyone, I tried to pitch a bunch of VCs and built a list of 20,000 VCs, prospected thousands of them, pitched hundreds of them, 347 venture capitalists, like the biggest names in the world: Sequoia, Anderson Horowitz, Peter Thiel, all of these massive, SoftBank, all of these massive VC firms. There's hundreds of them. I went and drove, because I didn't have enough money to fly. I would drive all over the country from VC to VC, pitching, hey, we need funding to build Seamless. We need funding. We're going to change the world with the world's best sales leads, the world's best sales intelligence, you name it. And, it took 2.5 years just to raise $2.5 million of our seed round. That was the hardest sale that I've done, by the way. So, IBM and Google sold over 100 million. Growing Seamless to $1 billion valuation. Still the hardest deal I've ever done was raising my seed round 5 years ago, to build Seamless, because people just didn't believe sales data and sales leads was a cool, important, critical technology that you needed. And then fast forward, we were able to get that round of funding by doing whatever it takes. And then once we had the round of funding, I had to sell Seamless before it even existed. So I'm cold calling people and pitching people, hey, we're going to automate all of your list building. We're going to find emails and cell phones. But guess what? It doesn't exist. And I want you to pay me. And then once it does come out, you're going to love it. So why don't you join? You subscribe. You're not going to get anything right now. And doing that, like doing whatever it takes, because to grow, to recruit, to sell, you just needed to keep selling. And even if the product is being built, it doesn't matter. You can't have excuses. You have to do something. You have to sell something. So then we went into manual list building for people and companies. Did that while we were building the software. We had to like manually build Excel sheets of contacts and companies for years until our product launched. And then luckily when it launched in 2018, 0 to millions in less than a year. And it was just amazing. And now it's at about 500 people, 500,000 sales teams using it, and just changing the world. We've got, I think, 14,000 seven-figure club winners, which means they've generated over $1 million in sales, and I think 4,800 six-figure club winners. So that's our mission. We want to get everyone into President's Club so that we can ship them these custom awards.
That's huge. And hey, with that, I want to take just a pause here to talk about our sponsor, because you really got to have the right tools. So when it comes to closing deals, Calendly knows how important maintaining momentum is for your sales team, just like what Brandon's talking about here. Calendly provides the automation you need to connect with your best leads faster and schedule every meeting throughout your sales cycle. Prevent scheduling delays that stall deals and let your team focus on what they do best, driving revenue. Request your demo of Calendly today. Had to slide that in there, Brandon, because I think Seamless writes pretty well because isn't it about the whole sales process?
Oh, yeah. The goal is to automate it all so that salespeople can spend all of their time sales discovery, customizing, solving the pains, accomplishing the desires of our prospects, and then helping them get to where they want to go.
Yeah. How do you keep the momentum going? You've been doing this now for a few years, and how do you keep the fire in your belly lit? Because you are a seven-figure. I think we should call you an eight-figure sales serialpreneur.
Yeah. I mean, luckily now, with the shares, it's worth over 9 figures, right? Personally, but the company is much greater than I am. Like, the reason why I think salespeople, marketers, entrepreneurs, everyone needs to make money, needs to be successful so that they can serve more people. I call it like selfless service. The more money you make, the more people that you can serve, the more people that you can help. And one of the reasons why we came out with this club, this President's Club, was to be motivated every day. So anytime that I want to quit, there's 2 things that I do. I write down my goals every day, and it's literally 100 million ARR and IPO, 1 million President's Club winners, 10 number 1 bestsellers and 1 million books sold, 1 million followers, number 1 world's best husband, 1,000 real estate investments, and help all of our employees achieve financial freedom. And it like goes in these orders. So every day at 5 a.m., I write down my goals. Every evening at 5 p.m., I write down my goals. And then anytime that I get stuck, I have a Slack channel with thousands of case studies of people that we're positively impacting. That helps me go 7 days a week. Like I don't believe in moderation. A lot of people think like moderation is good. I believe in daily consistent effort repeated with ideally no days off, no breaks. And that's just how I believe in building a habit. So when you're hitting it that hard and you're going that strong, having the customer success, the stories, the impact, the service, the mission aligned with what you're doing every day when you're selling, that will make you become unstoppable.
I love what you're saying there because so many things I want to unpack there with what you said. And first of all, I always say sales is not a job. It's not a profession. It's a lifestyle. Your life is a lifestyle. That's why you say I go 24/7. I love that about you. And I love how you start your day off with your goals and you end your day with goals because, hey, we're all working on somebody's goals. Why don't we work on our own goals, right? But I love your goals because they're not little goals. They're not, I'm going to make this month's number. No, you put them out there. And what I like about it is you don't just think about your goals. You talk about them and you display them publicly. And I love your Slack channel. What a great idea. What a great idea. Hey, if you're listening to this, create a Slack channel for your success stories, or take a piece of paper, write down your clients, write down the outcomes, write down how you've helped them. That's your motivation. I love that. And what you do is you just do it consistent. You are incredibly disciplined, aren't you?
Yeah, I think you have to be. I learned just by studying people like you and other sales experts, other entrepreneurs, all of these, the people that change the world and the people that revolutionize industries, that transform lives, it's a mission and it's a vision that's larger than themselves. And like when I was young, my college company that did $12 million in sales when I was a freshman, sophomore, junior, I did it for the money, like to buy the cars, to buy the houses. And luckily I learned at an early age, once you have all that stuff, it won't make you happy for a really long time. But what does make you ultimately happy, at least for me, is being able to positively impact other people, changing their lives, helping them get to where they want to go. There's just something about maximizing people's potential. Like that's why I invested everything I owned and our team owned into building Seamless. We were making 7 figures as salespeople, quit our job making that money to invest it all into building Seamless to help the world become financially free and to connect opportunity and to positively impact billions. I think when you're mission driven, you just can't easily be stopped. And then you just create different controls, barriers, like so that you don't quit. You don't quit your discipline, the things that you need to do every day.
Yeah. Why don't more salespeople think big like you?
I don't think it's salespeople. That's a great question, Mark. I hope they do, and I want every salesperson tuning in. I was a B.C. student in school. I am a traitor to my English teacher, to my math teacher, even my mom. My mom in the past would always put me down. Like everyone would count me out. Everyone would tell me I'm not smart enough. I'm not fast enough. I'm not technologically advanced enough. I'm too ADHD, you name it, right? All the things that probably all of you have heard. And like, I think it's good to let your past be the past and be the creator of your future. And I see, unfortunately, too many salespeople, entrepreneurs, and marketers, they let their past define who they become in their future. So at a very young age, I said, hey, growing up, struggling financially, families, house getting repoed, car getting repoed, garage sale closed, getting made fun of at school, you name it. Like, I'm not going to let my parents never going to college, always being broke, define who I am. I'm going to change the future of my life forever for the better. And I just said extreme ownership.
Wow, that is huge because, again, too many people let their past drive their future. And in so doing, they never achieve the level of success that they can have. You instead took your past and said, be gone, be done. I'm moving forward. You have used your past and the difficulties of it to propel yourself forward. This is where I go, hey, sometimes, let's not kid ourselves. Complacency, if you had just been complacent, you would have just been, you would have been probably managing a Taco Bell right now. But instead you were hungry. You were absolutely hungry. Was there somebody in your life who helped jumpstart? Was there somebody who helped you see the vision, helped you see the potential of what you've been able to become?
Yeah, I would say it all started with Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Just understanding that what the mind can believe, you can achieve if you believe it and if you work hard at it. That book, that philosophy opened up, okay, I can change my life if I believe that I could change it. And then you have to go years believing that you can change it when there's no change happening, right? Yeah. Like, it's easy to read, oh, if you believe that you will be successful, then you will be successful. If you believe that you will be a millionaire, you will be a millionaire. Like, that's easy to read, but when you're broke, starving, stealing food, whatever it may be, and you may be losing your house, mortgage, family, you name it, right? It's very hard to stay positive and have that belief system that you can keep going. And what I think is you just have to work hard on it every day while maintaining that belief system and then also Napoleon Hill and like studying that Think and Grow Rich, it then taught me to then start learning to learn. Like, oh, there's these experts, my Sales Secrets book, I've got it over here. Mark Hunter's in Sales Secrets, the mentors to me, Tim Ferriss says, tribe of mentors, right? All the people that he interviewed. Well, after I read Think and Grow Rich, like I studied and learned from Mark. I studied and learned from hundreds of these sales experts who I wrote about in Sales Secrets. And those people, all of the sales gurus, the entrepreneurs, the marketers, they became my virtual mentor. And then I just try to steal the secrets. You try to model success leaves secrets, give me the secrets. And then if you just apply those secrets, then you can maximize your chances of success. And I would say, anyone out there that's teaching anyone about sales, marketing, entrepreneurship, venture capital has probably mentored me in some way because I follow all of it.
See, I love what you said there. I mean, Napoleon Hill. Hey, people, if you have not read his content, that book was written almost 100 years ago now. You got to read that book because it is relevant. And what you said, you hang out with really smart people, and it's amazing. I think it was Jim Rohn made the comment, you become the sum of the 5 people you associate with the most. And when you wrote that book, Sales Secrets, I've read that book several times. And it's amazing. Every time I read it, I'm gleaning new things. I'm gleaning new people, and I'm reaching out to them. And hey, we want to take just a real quick pause because we do want to thank the folks at Calendly for their sponsorship. If you're ready to get control of your calendar and book more high-value meetings to be more like Brandon, got to get Seamless AI. Hey, if you want to book those more high-end meetings, then it's time to get started with Calendly. See the link below in the show notes to learn more. Now, hey, I want to talk a little bit about what does your typical day look like? Because you achieve more in a day than a lot of people achieve in a month. What's that day look like?
This is a great question, Mark. I haven't been asked that question I don't know. Maybe
since
ever.
Your mom asked you when you were slacking.
Literally, no one's asked me that in a long time. So the days I wake up at 4:30 a.m. and
hold 4:30 a.m.
Typically between 4:30 and 4:50 a.m.
Okay, you know what? You and I are bros because not only did we both make the upper half of our class possible, some people have to stop and think about that, but I get up at 4:30 every morning too, so it's good. Okay.
I love that.
Keep going.
It took me, a few years to like, you just keep lowering it. But I'll wake up at 4:30 and then, I'm a crazy data tracker. So like I'll track like what did I eat, what did I do? Like I'll track all the data for health, wealth, relationships, professional and personal. I believe there's 5 key pillars to maximize your success in life. This is also what we coach our employees here at Seamless. We don't just coach them on their work. Like I believe that the 5 key pillars to your success, professional, personal, wealth, health, relationships, we got to maximize all of those 5 pillars so that you can build an empire. So right away, I'm looking at all my data for all 5 of those pillars. What did I improve? What did I go down in? What can I optimize? And then from 5 to 6, I read. I've been gifted to like be a real shitty reader. So I just took a ton of training in speed reading. So like when I wake up 5 to 6 a.m., I read a book. And then from 6 to 7, I'll write because one of my goals, 10 number 1 bestsellers and 1 million books sold. So I'm writing these new books all the time. And then from 7 to 8:15, I'll work out. 8:15 to 8:40, I'm showering, getting ready. And then I've got back-to-back sales meeting, finance meeting, development meeting, product meeting. These are like 30 minutes back-to-backs. And then from about 10:30 to 1, I'll have like work time. I'm trying to figure out the work thing because you've got 10 different departments essentially at the company, 500 employees, 500,000, users, sales teams using the product. The hardest thing that I always try to figure out is what do I spend my time on right this second to get to 100 million in ARR, to get to $1 billion in ARR, you name it. My goal is to beat Benioff, who did 100 million in 5.2 years. I've got 6 months to go. and I'm dying to beat Salesforce to 100 million, and it's very difficult, but a lot of fun. And I think the hardest thing about the day is just figuring out what to work on the day. So now I'm starting to time block it. Maybe one day I'll focus 2 hours on marketing, 2 hours on product, 2 hours on sales. The next day I'll focus 2 hours on recruiting, 2 hours on finance, 2 hours on operations, you name it. I haven't figured out, I've got a Google sheet with like 1,000 tasks per department that I got to get done. And it's a little bit disorganized, working on like the most important thing right at that point in time. So I'm always trying to prove it. But then 5 p.m. comes, goal writing. I may like go outside, work out, walk the dog again to like get some fresh air from 5 to 6. And then from 6 to 7, I like to read again. 7 to 9, I'll probably do work. 9 to 10, I'll either read again or watch some type of crazy show with Danielle, my wife, who's also our COO. It's typically 50-50, either, some wild show or just try to like read to pass out and then repeat every day.
See now, okay, what you've just heard there, and again, go back and listen to this pod, go back and catch the last 2 minutes again here. But you heard from a 7-figure sales serialpreneur, a unicorn company, guy's on a mission, incredible discipline in how he treats his day, in the activities. And you know what I find? The most successful people have that same repetitive process day in and day out. That's what I love about you, Brandon. You're doing the same thing. Hey, we got to wrap this show up here in a bit, but we want to talk a little bit because seamless AI is a cool tool. So why don't you take about 20 seconds, tell people about seamless AI. We'll put a link in the show notes, okay? So talk to us about what seamless AI does.
Yeah, so salespeople are spending 60% of their time on non-selling work. And when I was selling for Google, after auditing all my work every year, what was holding me back from generating even more money and millions in sales was all this time wasted on list building, searching for contacts, companies to sell to, their emails, their cell phones, their insights. So seamless.ai, we automated all of it using artificial intelligence. And it's a search engine, real-time search engine. You type in any title, any company, any search criteria, just like Google. This is why the founder of Google invested. And it will show you every single contact company in the world that you should be selling to. And with a click of a button, you'll be able to get their emails, cell phones, and insights instantly researched in seconds using artificial intelligence. Some of the largest companies in the world, Dell, Google, Amazon, Salesforce, IBM, Microsoft, you name it, are using it every single day. All the way down to startups. It's free to join, just seamless.ai. It's free to join. And also, if you type in the Sales Hunter on the referral code, Mark struck up a deal to get you guys $500 in free credits. You just go to seamless.ai, join for free, and we'll make sure you're taken care of.
Because it's all about taking care of each other. And that's why seamless AI. Brandon, you've been awesome today. And again, we're going into overtime here, but I just can you give us one sentence thing? If you were to tell salespeople what they should do right now today, what would it be in 15 seconds or less?
The list will make you rich. The life you want, the family you want, the cars you want, the houses you want, the vacations you want, everything you want in this life is just one list away. The only way to build that list is with Seamless. Get on it today.
I knew you were going to say that. I love that, man. Hey, you have been listening to Brandon Bornancin here today, crushing it, not only talking about sales, talking about life, talking about everything. And I'll tell you what, it's just an absolute great. People are chiming in on the comments. It's unbelievable. But we need to wrap up the show. We want to say thank you for listening, and thank you, Calendly, for sponsoring today's show and continuing to help sales teams focus on driving revenue, prevent scheduling delays that steal deals, and let your team focus on what they do best, driving revenue. Request your demo of Calendly today. Hey, Brandon, thank you so much. You and we got to talk more. There's so many ways. We had a great time at Outbound a couple of weeks ago. Love sitting on your couch doing all those. Your couch, that sounds weird. On the studio couch, as we did.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely outstanding. But I'll tell you what, you're on a mission to make it happen. In 6 months, I want you to beat Benahoff, okay? How's that sound?
Let's do it. No, thank you, Mark. Appreciate you. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to the Sales Hunter podcast. I'm Mark Hunter. Each week, a new episode, a new guest, just like Brandon. Stay tuned next week, and you'll be amazed at who you'll hear from. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Great selling.